Welcome back to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast, the podcast that explores this wonderful world of Doctor Who collecting, all kinds of Doctor Who merchandise, and Doctor Who in general. So I welcome you back to listen. Thank you for listening.
This is David J. Howe,
brought to you
Doctor
in part
Who collector
by Forbidden
and
Planet
You're
and Bags
listening
Unlimited
to
Incorporated.
Doctor Who
Please
Collectors
support our
Podcast.
sponsors.
Keep
I am Larry
collecting.
Van Mersbergen, your host and producer.
Larry,
and I've
it's
been a
Fraser.
Doctor Who collector
And
since
you use
1981 or 44 years. So a lot of experience to draw on, and I try to share that experience with the rest of you. So welcome to our 87th episode. Proud to be here. In case you're joining me for the very first time, if you've listened to this podcast regularly, you can skip this first part because you know it. But anyway, I opened up one of the first Doctor Who stores in Chicago, Illinois, that exclusively served Doctor Who fans. In other words, we took our store to the fan club meetings. And it was opened in 1984, calling itself Bundles from Britain. Last year, we celebrated our 40th anniversary. And of course, we are mentioned in a history book called Red, White, and Who, the story of Doctor Who in America. Our company lives on page 384. So you can find a link to get this book. I think every collector should have a copy of Red, White, and Who. And you can buy it directly from ATB Publishing. And you can find that link on the front page. It is not an affiliate link, so we do not get anything for this book. We want the authors to be fully compensated for their part in this book. So just go get it. We are part of the Direction Point Doctor Who Podcast Network, and you can find some other great Doctor Who podcasts at directionpoint.org. And if you happen to want to host a Doctor Who podcast, or you are a podcaster and you're not part of this network, then you're not growing your audience without spending a dime. So that's true. This is true. So you can join the ranks of folks like Time Streams, Police Box in a Junkyard, Traveling the Vortex, Doctor Who Book Club podcast, and more. So just join us there. For more information, and the application is at directionpoint.org. And whenever I talk links, there's always two I include for every collector out there to have as much information as possible. And that includes timelash.com, and then select TARDIS Library underneath there. And you can sign up for a free account and keep track of most of your collectibles. Not everything, but a good portion of books and media and video and records. It's really cool. And CDs. So that's Dan O'Malley is behind that, and he's a great guy. I've supplied information to him for his site before, so it's a wonderful place to go. Now, if you want the full range or at least a bigger picture of what's out there, you can't really create an account there, but you can use it as research. It is from the original books by Telos Publications, Howe's Transcendental Toy Box, and now it's on a website, or it's been on a website for some time now. But you can find that at doctorwhotoybox.co.uk. And by Howe, of course, we're talking about our good friend David J. Howe. And so that's a great place to find some good information. If you're looking for Doctor Who items at great prices to add to your collection, look no further than DoctorWhoStore.com. That's in the name, of course. Alien Entertainment has what you need and is currently running sales on many items. I just took advantage of one of their sales recently. If you live in the Chicago suburbs, you can select free pickup from the store location, save on that shipping cost. Or you can, of course, have it shipped to you via the cheapest way you'd like it to have. So there you go. They're open. The Lombard store is open Wednesday through Saturday. You have to check online for hours of their Logan Square location. So go to alienentertainment.com for the store hours. You can also find some great Doctor Who items at Forbidden Planet, but you don't need to go to Forbidden Planet or go to even to their website. You can go to our website, DoctorWhoCollectors.com, select the merchandise links, and browse from the store, and we get a small portion of those sales. That helps us keep the podcast on the air, and including now the new Hatchet Dalek kits. I've got those on the store. So if you don't want to subscribe and wait to get those, I subscribed. I think it's a pretty good way to just kind of draw the project out, and I'm documenting it on TikTok for the time being. So you can follow us on TikTok. I haven't gotten to socials yet, but we do have a TikTok. So just look up Doctor Who Collectors Podcast and you can find us there. We've got several videos posted already. But don't forget our eBay store. We've got a lot of books listed. We're currently redoing our Target books for listing. And we're not going to be as detailed as we used to because it just takes too long. We're going to put them up there. We're going to describe them as best we can. And get them sold. So if you need Target books, I've got 400 Target books for sale. There you go. Also, we've got some hardcover books up there. We just listed a pretty clean ex-library State of Decay. I recently got that replaced with a mint copy, so this one can go, and it's been in my collection for a long time, and it's in really good shape. There you go. And all proceeds from that store, of course, benefit the podcast. We pay our podcast bills with that money. So there you go. Don't forget our friends at Who North America, Keith and Jenny. They came out of Canby, Indiana there, so you can find them at whona.com. And, of course, our friends at the Who Shop in London, so you can find them at thewhoshop.com. Of course, on our website, in addition to all the podcasts, if you want to go back to episode 1, that's a long way back, but you can do that. They're all on our website. A lot of podcast providers do not go that far back. We have also the complete guide to Doctor Who hardcover classic books. These are the books that were printed, some of the ones from 64, 65, 73, and 74, all the way up to the run in 1988. We try to provide as much information, including current values. We look at sold prices and average them out so you know what you're expected if you're looking to sell one or if you're looking to buy one. Okay. So what's going on? We'll start with Chicago TARDIS. Of course, Chicago TARDIS is my home convention. They are set for November 28th, 29th, and 30th at the Westin Hotel in Lombard. Tickets are available at chicagotardis.com. Hotel reservations are open. The guest list so far, we have Jason Haig-Ellery, the CEO, Big Honcho at Big Finish. Annette Badland, I believe she's been on lots of stuff, but you might remember her best from Ted Lasso. She was the owner of the pub. Our good friend Mickey Lewis, he's the monster. He gets in the cyber costumes on there. Steph DeWally, I am so excited to meet her. She was the innkeeper in Joy to the World. In fact, I just got the Joy to the World Blu-ray, so I'm hoping to have her sign that. Sean Carlson, a voice artist from Big Finish. Miles Richardson, I've always wanted to meet him too. He voices Irving Braxiatel in the Bernice Summerfield Adventures. And of course, with your ticket, of course, you get Fraser Hines. And Fraser Hines is on the guest list. So there you go. So we'll hopefully see you at the Westin. I love meeting listeners. So I'm always, Friday and Saturday, I'm in the Dr. 5 cosplay. And I usually do the cosplay panels as well, and promoting that part of Doctor Who. And then on Sunday, last couple of years I've been doing main stage interviews in the morning. I've done Katie Manning. I've had Fraser Hines and Wendy Padbury. So we'll see what we do this year. So you can follow Chicago TARDIS on all social media platforms for the latest updates. Doctoberfest Regenerate, which is the next Doctoberfest, set for Saturday, October 18th in Canby, Indiana, at the home of Who North America. My presentation is tentatively going to be Doctor Who Toys and Games from 1964 to the present day in kind of not all of them, but a good range of evolution. So that's what I'm going to do there. Of course, I will have a dealer table there as well. I am the first guest. No others have been announced yet. If you are a convention person and would like me to present at your convention or festival, you can contact me, making that happen at drwhocollectorspodcast@gmail.com. Somebody wrote in about possibly last year I was at EgoCon up in Wisconsin, and of course I found out that it is postponed indefinitely. Due to illness. So we hope the people up there get better. It's a unique gathering, definitely. So we hope that they come back soon. And so far, that is all I'm committed to. All right. Target books. My friend Tony Witt on the Doctor Who Target Book Club podcast, a Direction Point Network podcast, usually has a line where we don't give away Target books because you have so many, you're renting them out in a storage space in some lost colony. And that's true. But if you've got way too many Target books and you don't want to go through the hassle of selling them on eBay, we buy job lots of Target books. We'll pay, if the book's in good shape, and you got like 50 of them or something like that, we will pay up to $2.75 per book. If the books are in ratty shape, we'll pay about anywhere from 75 cents to $1 per book. We just want it, and we'll pay shipping too. It's not a big deal. Just want to, what we do is then we resell them and pay the podcast bills. So that's important. So if you want to do a one-stop shop and you don't mind, dumping them, I'll just, give us an email, DoctorWhoCollectorsPodcast@gmail.com with Target books in the subject line. On today's show, we'll be promoting a new book by Telos Publications called Evolution of the Toy Dalek, Collecting Through the Ages by Alex Storer. It just came out. Thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to see our special video content that is not put out on TikTok, so go to our Patreon page and subscribe at the $15 level or any level you feel comfortable with. And that's at patreon.com/Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. You can also support us at Podbean. We are a Podbean podcast, DoctorWhoCollectors.podbean.com, and click on the Become a Patron button. You can support us as little as $1. We love your support. Thank you. Our theme song is Who's Doctor Who, composed by Barry Mason and Les Reed, performed by Fraser Hines, and used with permission. You can hear this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, so if you want to share this with your friends, we are on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and Spotify. And pretty much anywhere. Listen Notes is another one. You can find us anywhere. We are a Direction Point Network podcast at directionpoint.org. After the break here that we're going to have, we're going to promote some other podcasts on our network here in a moment, but we'll have My Time, our main story about this new book, and of course, the most outrageous offer. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Juliet.
And I'm Nathan.
Experience Doctor Who from the very beginning through a classic fan's eyes.
And through the eyes of a new Who fan.
Reminisce and relive those classic moments with Nathan as he offers fun insight.
Or experience them for the first time with Juliet as she dwells on social issues, history, fashion, and the size of a flashlight.
We're the Time Streams podcast.
Find us on Spotify, Stitcher, or Apple Podcasts. You're listening to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Keep collecting.
Traveling the Vortex.
Are you ready to embark on an epic journey through time and space? Join the thousands of Whovians around the world who've discovered Traveling the Vortex, the ultimate Doctor Who podcast for die-hard fans and curious newcomers alike.
Every week, we dive deep into the Whoniverse, discussing the episodes, theories, and hidden gems. We dissect the Doctor's adventures, share behind-the-scenes stories, and explore the legacy of this iconic show.
Traveling the Vortex brings fans together, fostering a global community of Whovians. Whether you're a fan of classic or new Who, there's something for everyone.
Join us on this incredible journey as we unravel the mysteries of time and space.
Don't miss out. Subscribe to Traveling the Vortex today on your favorite podcast platform.
Traveling the Vortex. Your ticket to adventure awaits.
Traveling the Vortex is a proud member of the Direction Point Podcast Network. You're listening to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Keep collecting.
It's my time. And it's time for My Time. Welcome back. It's been good to hear all the positive comments that we joined TikTok not too long ago. And it's been wonderful to connect other collectors out there and other Who fans and people who not heard of us before have been finding us. I've been doing parts of the Who room here, showing off the collection and things that are here that you can't see when I do a video interview. So it's been really fun to do that. And I'm glad that right now it's not going away, but who knows? The other thing, too, that I wanted to just touch on real quick is I know there's a lot of fear with regard, my international listeners are worried about tariffs. Obviously, this podcast does not support any kind of tariff, but I do know that tariffs are not applicable to secondhand merchandise. So there might be a way to circumvent that process by making your product secondhand somehow. I don't know. I'm not telling you to skirt the law, but we do not support the paying of these ridiculous tariffs. It's crazy, but that's how that goes. And I've always had, since the 1980s, I've had issues shipping from the UK. It's just that the postal service over there charges a lot of money. And sometimes we pay a lot less here to ship to the UK, but it's a lot more to ship it back. So that's something that's out of our control. But, and sometimes that's not even a negotiating tactic. You see a shipping charge of $41 for something to come back to you. There's probably no way around that. I know it's outrageous and you scream and cry and kick and scream and all that, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just how it goes. Also, I want to let you know that we have been, I'm always on the hunt for people selling Palatoy talking Daleks or K9s that don't appear to work. And we usually buy them at a lower price, and then I'll fix them up. I've got parts. I've got lots of Dalek appendages from job lots over the years, and I'm able to rewire the motors and get them working. And I just completed a Dalek here, a talking Dalek. It's a gray with blue dots, and he is ready for sale. He's on our eBay store right now, so you can go on there, make an offer, or buy it, or and have one of those. It has the original price tag on it for £3.72. Which I think is really, really cool. We've also got a very clean ex-library copy of State of Decay in hardcover on our site. I've had that for a long time, at least 20 years. And recently I got a mint copy to replace it with, and that would just happen to, wasn't really looking for it. It just kind of appeared on my door kind of thing. It was like, oh, this opportunity I could not pass up. So we are selling off the old one. And I have been asked, at what point will I sell off my collection? Probably in a few years when I decide to retire. I will contact my close friends, the collectors that have been helping me for the last 40 years, to see if there's anything they want to get, and then I will open it up to the general public. That's usually what I say. But yeah, and yes, my will has been updated. I've been asked that too. So, but thank you. I really appreciate all the support that you guys give us out here. Personally, I'm excited about the new Doctor Who series. As of this taping, it starts tomorrow on Disney Plus, and I'm excited to see where the series goes. I mean, I'm trying to ignore all the bad news out there about the show getting canceled or Shooty quitting, and everybody's like panicking, and and of course there's the division of ideas presented in the show. I'm like, it's Doctor Who. Come on, folks. It's Doctor Who. Just watch Doctor Who. Like the episode, don't like the episode. I've watched it since 1975. I've liked a majority of what I've seen. I kind of take it all in, and then maybe I'll say, well, that wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or that was better than I thought it was going to be. But I mean, I watched a lot of them as a kid, and I was just blown away. So obviously, don't overdo it. I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but watch the show and watch it as Doctor Who. It's all Doctor Who to me. I don't, the classic and new and all that. I mean, we just celebrated the 20 years of New Who. I'm like, well, it's still 60 plus years of Doctor Who entirely. There we go. So that's what's happening in my world. So thank you so much. In a moment here, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to get on to the main story today. Stay tuned.
You were invited on an adventure across all of time and space, in a completely random order. It's the Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. Jump in the TARDIS with your hosts,
Eric Gulbranson,
Asad Kheshki,
and
Matthew Kressel.
Explore Doctor Who TV stories, audio adventures, and books, both novels and non-fiction. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. It's the entire Whoniverse. On Shuffle. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast is a member of the Direction Point Network and is available about once a month wherever you find your podcasts. You are listening to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Keep collecting.
The Vervoids are probably the best dirty joke in Doctor Who.
They're hermaphroditic plants.
A lot of plants are.
So there you go. It's based on science.
No, they'll ship anything.
There are probably 11 and handle shippers out there. You just have to drill a hole where his mouth is, and you're all set.
You know he needs the room. I've seen it in pictures.
I'm not saying you're not a fan. I'm saying you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Doctor Who gives a drunken Doctor Who podcast for the end times.
Up there is the scanner, those are the doors, that is a chair with a panda on it. Sheer poetry, dear boy.
And now it's time for the main story on the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about a book that just came out called The Evolution of the Toy Dalek, Collecting Through the Ages by Alex Storer. Official and unauthorized, also unabridged. So let me talk about this. This is from Telos Publications. Our good friend David J. Howe is in charge of that group. And I wanted to talk about this book because I think this is a really amazing book. This just came out, so you can still get it from Telos. I'll tell you about that at the end of the segment here. But it's a complete, as complete as can be, catalog or history of all of the Dalek toys that came out from the 60s through the present day, at least till last year. So it's really quite interesting to see. The photographs are very vivid. I mean, there's some really wonderful things here. And some of this stuff, I'm sure if I read the credits here of who supplied what, I'm going to see a lot of interesting people that, yes, I do already. I see stuff, people here I recognize in there, Aaron Challenger and stuff like that. David J. Howe, of course, and some people I do know very well. Neil Cole, of course, we had him on the program. So yeah, there's some really great people behind this. So I figured there had to be some Dalek collectors and Doctor Who collectors behind this book. So this is a great book for collectors. So I think this is just simply amazing. But I'm just going to talk you through what the book has without giving away too much because I do want you to buy it. It starts in the 60s, the 1965 era had, there's some construction kits and some Rollikins Daleks and some bump and go Dalek money boxes, pins, and the sweet cigarettes and things like that. Into the 70s, we had the Marx Daleks, lots of Dalek books that came out, including the Dalek Omnibus and the annuals, and notably the Palitoy Talking Dalek. With the record, which is really quite amazing, and there are three variants on those talking Daleks. You had the blue with the gray with the blue dots, the red with the black dots, and the gray with the black dots. The black dot one, very difficult to find. So if you come across one of those, hold on to it. And it's really quite amazing. Taking us through the late 70s, War of the Daleks, whole big page on that game. It's a really good game. I have 3 of them, and we have played it at Chicago TARDIS. So if you want to play that game, let me know, and I can bring that back to the convention. So very cool. Dalek Bubble Bath. In the 80s. The 80s had a lot of stuff going on. There were some puzzles and pencil cases, and Dalek kits, and some of the fine art castings, and Daypole, of course. I've got a lot of Daypole Daleks. Who doesn't? That's one of the things that made it cool. I wish I had those when I was a little kid. That's what we really wish that some of these Dalek toys came out in the U.S., but that's just, just didn't happen. Into the 90s, where we've got the Comet miniatures, the injection plastic kits. I've got one of those that hasn't been made yet. The Mark I television Dalek, which I have, it's in the book here. And it's, wow, it's really kind of cool, as far as some of these Daleks. There's, the Friction Drive, the Daypole Marks reproductions. Oh, gosh. This is just, the pictures are just amazing. Harlequin miniatures. The Dalek Attack looks like that was a computer game? Yeah, that's right. Dalek Attack, the video game. And here's the Danbury Mint chess set, because there is a Dalek chess piece, and I've got that chess set here in the collection. Okay, going into the 2000s, the Dalek Rallykins product limited, stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Talking Daleks, I got a couple of those, the newer ones with a digital device in there. Micro action talking Daleks. I have a set of movie Daleks like that. Very cool stuff here. Roll-o-matic Daleks, the 12-inch radio command Daleks. I got a couple of those too. Those work really well. Gosh. The Clockwork Dalek. I've got one of those reprints. Media, let's see, diecast Daleks, character options. Oh, you've got the whole history here. Going into the present day here, action figures, classic series Daleks, just some really cool stuff. This is really for the Dalek collector. And by the way, this could mess up some of you out there who thought you had it all, and you'll go, oh, I don't have that. So I'm just amazed. The color photos here are simply, they pop off the page. This is a really well done book. I'm very pleased with the detail and the appeal of the red Dalek. Yeah, I was always afraid of the red Dalek when I was a kid, because I watched the movie, and the red Dalek kind of got to me as far as the other ones. Let's see, and using Dalek toys on telly, the visual effects department. Of course, we know Power of the Daleks. They used miniature Daleks and Dalek cutouts and things like that. And it's just really something how they've got some stuff here on the sets, and oh gosh. Yeah, this is just an amazing book. There's even a section on Davros, and you got to have that. So, the shape of things to come, building the exterminator, test shots. Oh gosh. Even a picture of Tom Baker holding a toy Dalek here from not too far back. And of course, the book is by Alex Storer. He's an illustrator and graphic designer, and this is just really amazing stuff. So I give this book 2 thumbs up as far as you got to have this in your collection. It's a really good book. It won't set you back too much. Unfortunately, I know if you're worried about tariffs and things like that, hopefully you can find a way around that. But as far as the book itself, you can find the book at telus.co.uk, and the British price is £29.99 £sterling. I can't remember what that translated to. I think roughly $35, $37. There's a little bit more shipping if you want to get it to the United States. It's a really great book, and I'm really happy to endorse this book on behalf of the podcast. So you definitely need this book. So that's The Evolution of the Toy Dalek, Collecting Through the Ages by Alex Storer. So get a copy on your shelf today. It's paperback. It was published on the 15th of March, 2025, so about a month, not quite a month ago. So there we go. Stay tuned for the most outrageous offer.
We are going on a journey, a very long journey, through the world of the Target novelizations in publication order. Every week, we are looking at a new book, talking about Terrence Dicks, Malcolm Hulke, and all our Doctor Who novelization friends. Whatever you do, keep turning the pages. This is Jason Miller of the Doctor Who Literature Podcast, a member of the Direction Point Podcast Network, and you are listening to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Keep collecting.
Hello, fellow time travelers, and welcome to the Doctor Who Target Book Club podcast, the only podcast to discuss, in story order, all the Doctor Who novelizations. My name is Tony Whitt, and every 2 weeks or so, I'm joined by a 2 to 3 person discussion panel, including our so-called expert who's been a Who fan since 1979. That would be me. We also get the views of intermediate, casual, and novice fans who either have never seen the show or who have never read these books until these podcasts, including
Dalton Hughes
and
Allison Fitz-Seyfried.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you find good podcasts, or even ones like ours. You're listening to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast on the Direction Point Podcast Network. Keep collecting.
All my travellings throughout the universe, I have battled against evil, against power-mad conspirators. I should have stayed here. The oldest civilization. Decadent, degenerate, and rotten to the core. Power-mad conspirators, Daleks, Sontarans, Cybermen. They're still in the nursery compared to us. 10 million years of absolute power. That's what it takes to be really corrupt.
And now it's time for the most outrageous offer, the most popular part of the program. Anyway, the most outrageous offer is a Doctor Who item or Doctor Who related item that is priced way beyond where it probably should be. And there's no reason for it to be that expensive. Now, some items are priced high and it's the only one available, which I get. But when a second one appears, at a significantly lower price, that person should probably lower their price expectations or they're not going to get it. Today, we have a common book by my good friend John Peel, Doctor Who Gallifrey Chronicles. And it's been around for a while here. The book, I've seen a lot of them, but I've got one here. From the Book Spot in Sioux Falls, Minnesota. This was forwarded to me on abebooks.com. And they're asking for, let's see, first of all, it is it's condition new. And they're asking $500 even. So I have this book in my collection. I bought it new when it came out. But I did a little search and I found this book in new condition for as low as $10.91, $13, $26 on the higher side. So it's not a book that needs to be priced at $500. That seems a lot higher than $10 or $13 or even $26. And even higher than, I don't see anybody charging $100 for this book. So that seems a bit crazy. So I will post all the screenshots and links on the website. I do the screenshots because sometimes the links come down after I do this show. And people write to them and say, how could you charge this much? And that's fine. I mean, I don't do that anymore. I used to contact the seller and wait for a response. And a lot of times I never got one. Or in some cases, we've discovered that, and this was on this podcast, actually, we had a discussion with David J. Howe about how some of these companies are using the exact same photo of the book and putting it up for a higher price. And then when you pay the higher price, they order it from another dealer for this lower price and then just have it drop shipped to you and they pocket the $400 profit. So don't give them that money. Go if you really want this book, and it's a great book. I love this book. So get this book from a lower priced competitor or go on eBay and do that. I did not check eBay for this book. I thought I found enough of these. There's like 12 of these copies that are pointing out here for under $20. So don't spend that money. That is absolutely crazy. So there you go. That wraps up the most outrageous offer, and that wraps up the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast. Thank you for listening. I was very proud to talk about this new book, Evolution of the Toy Dalek. You can get that at telos.co.uk. That's telos.co.uk. Of course, that's owned by our good friend David J. Howe. So thank you so much for listening today, and keep collecting.
Direction point! Direction point!
A Doctor Who podcast network.